Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw, and today I don't know what to do on this show. Just I wasn't going to do one because I woke up still fighting this cold, and whatever. Still show up. I don't like calling in sick. So yesterday, Mike Bear and I did an impromptu live last night with some information about some more intel and things that I got. So that is on posted on Fallawsophy on Telegram, and it is all over the place right now. If you want to go see that, it's also on Mike Bear or Real News Live with Mike and Jen on Rumble. Let's see. If you want to go to my Telegram page, that's where I post all my shows, everything that I do. You can find it there. Also, there's a Jennifer Fallaw on Telegram, and that is just shows and Gentel. It's a clean feed. So you can follow that channel. If you'd like to be part of the Fallawsophy chat group, then you can just comment on something on the channel and ask for a link to join, and someone will send it to you. So today, I do have a little bit of Gentel. Very little. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens because we've had a lot this week. In the Gentel on Monday, we're talking about Archangel Michael said they are running out the clock. And this morning before I came on, I asked Gabriel, I'm like, I don't have no idea what's going on. Do you have anything? And he said, the clock runs out today. And I'm like, really? Why is that? I believe he said IMF, and it might be their clock. Okay? So let's see what happens. I don't know what that's referring to. We keep hearing about this clock. So there's something about October 30th where a clock runs out. Something's supposed to happen. We'll see if it does. We've heard things like this before. In that show last night, I got that he said that that's right. He said that the alarm is about to sound, and then we have alarm sound in the coming in the news in the Gentel for this week. So let's see what happens. Let's see if anything happens today. As far as flipping the switch and starting 4B, we're all focused on Friday and into the weekend, hoping for some kind of notifications then. We don't know how long that's going to take for that to roll out, but everyone's excited. We're getting all kinds of news. Trump's getting golden crowns that looks like keys, made up of a bunch of keys, or maybe the whole thing is like, like some kind of cool adventure movie where it's just you put the whole crown in there, turn the key. Yesterday on that impromptu live, I got that, or the reason we did it is that, I got a long time ago, Trump has a key. And then I got yesterday that he'd received this key and was going to Vietnam. But then we found out that he was in Korea, got some kind of golden crown from the president of Vietnam. And I'm like, well, maybe he just gave him the key. Why? What's this key to? Catacombs under Vietnam with money in the ground full of gold. So this is really getting, it's a really good story. It's getting exciting. So all we can really do for the rest of the week and the weekend is keep our eyes and ears open, see if anything happens, how this is going to unfold. Hope for no major tragedies. It's going to delay anything else. But apparently today the clock runs out and the alarms are going to sound. So if anybody knows anything about that, go over to, you can comment here, or you can go to Fallawsophy Chat on Telegram and let us know. Please do not swamp my emails with everything that you think is going to happen, because I'm already behind. I am days behind in that. You guys don't understand, like the emails, the text messages, every social media platform is just full of messages, people. I feel really bad that I'm not getting to you, but it's just, there's only so much that I can keep up on. And it's like, yeah, I'd hire somebody to help me with that, but I have to answer the questions. So you're just going to have to wait if you're trying to get to me. So this will be the last show I do this week until Sunday evening. Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And those of you in Mountain Time, I don't know if that's, I think right now Mountain Time is an hour ahead, and then it may go and be the same as Pacific Time. That happens throughout the year. I don't know. I'm going to post it at 5 p.m. my time, okay? Because the time changes. But I don't think it changes until Sunday night, so I think we're good. That show is going to be a monthly subscriber to this channel appreciation show, and I'm going to be reading nothing but questions from our monthly supporters. Mine. I say our. I don't know why I do that. As a thank you, special perks. I feel like if you're a monthly supporter, you should get something extra, and we're going to do that twice a month. So this Sunday on the 2nd, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a all reading show. You can ask me anything. Yes, I'll still do Rumble Rants, because I can't stop anybody from doing that. But I'm going to read all the questions, or as many as I can. Okay, I don't know how many we're going to get from our monthly supporters. My monthly supporters. I'm not 100% today. I woke up and my face was just so, just sinus headache and just bleh. I've been fighting off this thing with ivermectin, so it is what it is. So I'll do my best on your questions today. So if you would like to be one of those people that gets their questions read on Sunday night, right now while we're live, you have the opportunity to become a monthly supporter. I think it's $5. Do that, and then I will be able to see your comment will be read to me on my feed here, and I'll know which one is from you. All right. You can also do that during the show. Become a supporter during the show when we're doing the live reading shows. And I will make it like fun, like a party, like a reading party, and we'll just all hang out. Everybody can come and hang out and comment. But it's just that I'm going to do the readings from the monthly supporters. All right. What am I going to talk about now? Get pretty tired doing all these shows and everything, and clients all week long. I got it. Got coffee? Oh, yes, thank you, God, for coffee. What was I doing? And, I'm still in the stupid menopause, which sucks. Makes you stupid. All right, please like, subscribe, and share this show. Trying to build the following. Let's see. What do I think this morning? Well, I think that change of season viruses suck. That's what I think. And I'm just letting you guys know, it's going around everywhere right now. Everybody I talk to's got a little bit of something. Some people it's severe with a really bad sore throat. Some people it's a stomach bug. But this is what happens every year. I'm just going to tell you as a mom. When the seasons change and it gets colder, The kids don't do what you tell them to do. You give them a jacket, they throw it on the playground, they run around, they get all hot and sweaty running around on the playground, and then they get cold. And what happens there is that the body will work on keeping the child warm and stop fighting off all the illnesses and all the viruses they have in their body. And now they've got a virus, and they share it with everybody there. And then they go home and they give it to their parents, and then their parents go to work, and it just spreads all over the country. And that's why everybody's sick right now. So, antioxidants, the Ivan, anything, your COVID protocol, anything you want to do right now. One of the strains of virus seems to be pretty violent. I would get on antibiotics right away if you get like a really bad sore throat. Okay. I was also thinking about like energetic connections to people that you care about. I've noticed this my entire life. So empaths, if you know you're an empath, and you learn over the years how to discern what is your pain, what are your emotions, what is someone else's, because we'll pick it up and we'll think it's ours. Empaths that don't know that they're empaths, and they just think everything is theirs, they're sick all the time, or they're upset all the time, and they're just an emotional roller coaster. But when you find out, okay, I'm tuning into somebody else who was in the office, or at school, or in the store I was in line with, whatever, because I was fine and all of a sudden I'm upset. It's easy to push that away when you're not emotionally connected to somebody. But if you really care about somebody, if you love somebody, you're going to start having the symptoms that they're having. If they're sick, if they're upset, and the distance doesn't matter. I remember when Faith was a little girl, my first daughter, my baby. She was probably about 4 or 5, and I kept taking her back to the doctor, and she'd had all these weird symptoms, and I didn't clue into it until one day she was like, my back hurts. And I'm, oh my God, kidney infection. Some major, I was all panic, first child. So I was always going to the doctor with her. And so I get there, and every time I get there, they're like, there's nothing wrong with her. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. But at home, she's like, my back hurts, and my knee hurts, and I have a headache, and, now my stomach hurts. And I was like, that's interesting, because your dad's back hurt today, and my knee hurts, and her sister's got a stomach ache and a headache. And so I thought, okay, well, she's sick too, Faith's like the super empath. What she was doing is picking up on everything that was going on in the house, everybody that she was emotionally connected to. And we've heard this for many, many years about sympathy pains. Like, you've got the wife is having a baby, and the husband standing over there with all these sympathy pains. He's got sympathy pains. It's a very real thing. And it's because they are so energetically connected that it's not necessary that he has actual stomach pains. It's that he feels it because he's so connected to her. My mother and I used to be so connected that it wasn't really pains or emotions. But if I knew that if I was crying and upset, because I always try not to upset my mom, not because she's weird or anything, but just because, I don't want her to be upset if I'm upset, as I'm going through my young life. I would just kind of try to block it if I was crying or something, because she'd call me. Oh, hi, honey, are you okay? I'm like, yes. And the other weird thing that would happen is that when the kids were in school, she'd come down once or twice a week and we'd go shopping during the day while the kids are at school or whatever. Just hang out, go to lunch. And she would show up time and time and time again, and she would have the same color top and the same color pants on as me every time. And like, it got so bad that we'd start calling each other, what are you going to wear? I don't want to show up in the same thing that you're wearing. Or she'd put extra clothes in the car, and when she'd show up to my house, we'd laugh and see, okay, we did it again, and she'd go and change her clothes. So these energetic connections that you have with other people in your life, and it tells you if that person cares about you too, if like suddenly you're really thinking about them and they just out of the blue text you or they call. You can also, if they're very used to being like bathed in your energy and you pull that energy back and you're trying to stop thinking about them like in an emotion, like a romantic relationship, and you pull that energy back and you haven't heard from them and you just like shut it out, put up your mirrored bubble of light protection. Boom, there they are. Happens to me all the time. So it's usually when you're like, okay, I don't want this person to call me. But you love that person, right? But you're just like, I can't, I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't want this person to contact me. And you're trying to like hide, and you start thinking, I don't want, but you're still connecting with this person because you're thinking, I don't want them to call me. Or I don't, boom, there it is. They reach out. So we have these energetic connection, these ties to people that we really, really care for and we really, really love. So think about that sometimes. If you don't have any reason to be sad, if you don't have any reason to be stressed, I'll do this where like somebody that I really care about is like anxious. And I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like, God, I'm just feeling anxious today. Why? And it wasn't mine. It was them. So if you think people don't care about you and they're not connected to you, they are. They're just not telling you that. So I think it's just really interesting. I always have how our energy field, it doesn't end. They all connect. But especially with those so you're going to have this cord, and it's not like a cord of attachment, like a bad one. It's like this. Think about your energy field is like the sun. And the people that you really love or you really care about, you're going to have the ray that goes out to them. You're giving them energy. And if they really love you, they're giving you energy. Same thing is true where if you're fighting with them, their thoughts can send you negative energy, like, you idiot. Oh, she's an idiot, and I'm never talking to her again, and blah, 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 and she was wrong, and this and that, fight with your sister or something, and you're getting the negative energy from her anyway. So that's why we shield ourselves, for something like that. I don't really have any conclusion here, but I'm just telling you that if you in a situation where, let's say somebody is hurting, somebody's going through a hard time that you really care about, and you want to be of service to them, you want to help them out and stuff, but just all you have to do is think of that person for a second. How are they doing? Now, parents, children, never going to be severed. It's always going to be there. So you've got some child out there off at college, or if they're out, oh my God, I hope they're doing well, but I can't tell. So remove the fear from it for a second. Sit back and tune into your child. It's not intrusive because their energy is flowing to you. Just Translate, interpret the energy that is flowing to you from them. Think of them. How do I feel? Do I feel okay? Do I feel content? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel sick? Do I feel mad? Do I feel sad? What do I feel? What do I feel coming on this ray that's going back and forth between the two of us? Okay. And this will kind of ease your mind or let you know when you should call. But you can do this. Everybody can do this. Because it's happening all the time, whether you realize it or not. Most of the time, you just think it's all your emotion and your stuff. But, you've got this coming in and out all around in your energetic circle and the people that you care about, okay? So for just a moment, if you'd like to check in on somebody, we don't go be intrusive and find out what's going in their life and project our consciousness and look at their stuff. It's not going to work. If you're trying to zoom in there and see what they're doing, that's not going to work. It's not going to be real. You can't be intrusive if you have divine intent. I mean, dark side will, yeah, but we don't want to do that. So what we want to do is, it's like focusing in on a sound that you hear off in the distance. That's what it feels like. Okay, I hear this. What is that? And you kind of tune everything out for a second so that you can, close your eyes and kind of listen into that sound. That's what we're going to do energetically when we want to check on somebody that we care about far away. Okay? Now, when you have smaller children and they're in the house with you, this is what happens just before something's going to happen. Okay? I could be doing dishes. The kids are out in the yard playing. And with the neighbor kids and everything's fine and I'm doing the dishes and all of a sudden it's like a quiet, like a stillness, like something's about to, where are they? I go outside, they're on the roof, oh, let's jump off. I have a good idea. Here, I've tied this rope that's too long to this tree limb and which is going to break and we're going to swing off the roof on it. And I come out and I'm like, get off the freaking roof. What are you doing? You're going to die. But that's the mother instinct. That's what happens to us. Because why? Because our intuitive senses are heightened at that time. It's a natural instinct. So we can just tell something's going to happen. Where is everybody? And we go looking. Just in time to get somebody to stop doing something stupid and killing themselves. Now, if you have sons, they're going to do something stupid on a regular basis. Okay? Very reckless. You're not always going to be there. But if you're worried about it, you can tune in to the son. Okay, what that noise off in the distance, what the hell is he doing now? And you kind of can get a sense of what's going on around him. Okay. Do I feel pain? Do I see any kind of colors, blood? I mean, what is he doing? And you're like, okay, well, I kind of feel a little bit happy. And I hear sounds of video games. All right, he's playing video games with his friends. This is what I do to kind of check on people. Yeah, sons. My brother drove my mother crazy. I mean, he was so reckless. And even to this day, when he says he's going to get a fast vehicle or something, I'm like, you're going to put your eye out with that thing. No. When he says he's going to get a Porsche from the RV, I'm like, don't crash it. Okay. Don't hurt yourself. But start becoming aware. And you can use, if you start just working with the people that it's the easiest to interpret energy, read energy with those that you love, because that's going to be the strongest connection. After that, when you get used to that, you can interpret things that are moving or coming into your energy field because it is that noise off in the distance. What's coming? What does it feel like? But you do have to be excuse me, brave enough to take a step back from the fear, the expectation, and the worry, and just start to interpret, okay, what am I feeling? What does it look like? What does it sound like? Do I see any pictures in my mind? Does it remind me of anything of what is coming? But because you have part of your path written, you're not going to be able to know everything all the time. It's like reading a book backwards. You don't do that. There's a reason for it, or you wouldn't end up in the places you need to end up in. You're not going to be able to predict everything bad that's coming, especially if there's nothing you can do about it. Like with my dad, when my dad died, when Bill died, my husband died that morning, I got up and I had this desire to stop him from leaving just for a minute, but he was already pulling out of the driveway. And I was like, but I didn't know what it was. It was just this like eerie feeling. Okay. And then with Dad, I was calling him. I guess he was sick, and I was calling him the day before, and I was just kind of kept thinking about Dad, but I didn't know what was coming at all because there's nothing I could do about it. It was destined. It was supposed to happen. I could not stop it. Couldn't get in the way. And knowing something like that that's coming ahead of time, it's just going to cause needless sufferings. And if there's nothing you can do about it, the angels aren't going to tell you anyway. Okay. Now this is understanding, tuning in to the energies that are entering your energy field. Like if you're really worried about money. Sometimes the situations in life will tell us that we need to worry about money. Well, I'm so used to being worried about money, I think I should worry about money. Oh my God, do we have enough? Well, that's really like a poverty mindset. We don't want to do that. We want to think like, yes, of course I have enough because everything's always been okay and it will be okay again. And I'm doing my work and it should be fine. This is how we need to think about things. But if you are in a lack mindset, there goes a ray to your future financial success. I am creating that there's always going to be a problem. So we have to think of it in two ways. Okay, let's tune in to what's coming. All right, what is my intention about what's coming? What am I creating realistically? Let's tune into it first and see, okay, what does it feel like? Well, I feel fine. I feel calmness. I don't feel like there's any reason to worry, but my habits of worrying all the time and this lack mindset is telling me negativity, fear, all that stuff is telling me I should be worried. But when I tune into the energy of what's coming, I'm not. All right, well, maybe I don't have to worry. Okay, so start thinking of your life this way, because so many people ask so many questions and they're filled with so much kind of fear. Is my daughter okay? I mean, they're going to be, oh my God, what if they don't come home? And like, I don't know if we're going to be able to pay the bills and what's going to come. And am I going to get laid off? And what's happening? And people ask me to look into every one of their children, which is fine. I do the same thing. But you can do this yourself. The visual is just you as like the sun, a shining ball of light, okay? And then to the people that you love, we've got rays of sunshine going out to them, okay? Focus in on that ray, visual in your mind. Okay, what am I receiving back here? Is this a really bright ray? If it's a really bright ray, you love them a lot, and they're loving you too. If it's kind of like a dimmer ray and it's bright on your end, in your mind when you look at it, they're not loving you very much right now. They're sending dark energy. They're mad at you. They're upset with you. So I just wanted to talk about energy. The unknown is always going to be there for good reason. And how exciting would life be if we already knew what was in the book? Why read it? And the wonderful thing about life is that we get to write half of the story as we go. If it's been going a certain way for you so far, you're just like, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore. I'd like to change that. Maybe I'll make different choices. Maybe I'll create a better reality for myself. Maybe I'll stop worrying so that I can be more in tune to what's going on with my loved ones or what's coming into my energy field, because the fear and the doubt and the negativity will block your intuition because you're so focused on that. There was a movie, What Dreams May Come, long time ago, and I don't know why I like that movie so much, probably because of this. But I thought it was so interesting how his wife was and she had good reasons. She had lost everyone. But she had created her own hell. And when she passed, the husband came to rescue her in her own created hell, her own created prison. And she just wouldn't stop the pain and the worry and the thoughts and stuff. And she couldn't see him at first, and then she didn't believe him. She didn't know who he was. There was so much confusion because she was so focused on the pain and the sorrow and the negativity that she couldn't let in the rays of light. So if we just remember to think about that when we find ourselves in these dark places or these places where we feel like our intuition is cut off, just, all those fears and worries will wait for you. You can put them over there for a second. All right. Let's just drop all that for a minute. And just like when a rabbit's head pops up in the field, assess the situation. What's in my energy field right now? Follow those rays and see how bright they are. Try to pick up any information that comes from that individual, how they are right now. I've kind of done this. It's instinctual for me. I've kind of done this my entire life, but I didn't really, for a long time, I was, if I worked at this one place, it was terrible. It's freaking terrible. I got it because it was a prestigious job, This is construction testing and engineering company, and I went in because the owner said, you're above everyone. You're just a step down from me, and I want you to go into everybody's department, learn what they do, and come back and tell me how they can do it better, and then teach them how to do it better. And I'm like, okay. So I go in there. Everybody hated me. I had never been anywhere in my life where everybody hated me. That was just such a nest of demons to start out with. I don't even know why I took the job, but I was like, okay, prestigious. This is good. This looks good on the resume. I was like 25. I hated that place. And they were all just terrible. All of them, except one lady had 7 kids. She was nice to me, but all of them were just terrible. I mean, it was if I went in there today, I would see all the demons running around and the portals or whatever was going on in that company, but it was horrific. I went into every department and I did my job very nicely, but everyone freaking hated me. And they would. It's just such a terrible thing when you walk in the door. Okay, I'm going to be in your department today, and I just have some questions for you. And they're like, great, this is wonderful. So anyway, I ended up getting pregnant at that time. That was when I got pregnant with Faith. And then I was sick. So I'm doing this. Everybody hates me. And then they tell the boss, well, I need to get on insurances. And he's like, the next day, he brought me in. He says, I'm sorry. We're eliminating your position. We're going to have to let you go. because I was pregnant now and I wasn't going to be his little go-getter that he wanted me to be. And I was so sick, and I'm just like, whatever. I hate all you people anyway. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going home, and I'm going to throw up for like 3 months. And I know that he let me go because I was pregnant, because my father-in-law at the time was in the same industry. They had an industry meeting. And the owner walked up to the owner and said, "Oh, Jen's working for you now. How's that going? We just love her and everything." He goes, "Oh, yeah, she's just great. And if things were different, we would have her back." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, she's pregnant, right?" And I'm like, I could have totally sued, but I was sick and I didn't care. I'm like, I don't even want to come back. But so before you go in and apply and accept a job, buy a house, I knew the minute I walked into that place, and I disregarded it because, I'm like, oh, just a step up and, in life, and I'm really moving forward now, and I'm going to be a career woman and blah, blah, blah. Boom, got pregnant, ended that. So when you walk into a room, you start thinking about yourself as this shining light, just like God is the center of the bullseye, and it radiates out from there. And every separation of self of God must exist at a different vibrational spectrum, and that creates dimensions for him to experience in, and on and on and on. Think about your energy field and yourself this way. Walk into the room. How do I feel in here? Don't judge people by the way they look and everything. Just kind of like, what does this room feel like? And if it feels like misery, anger, despair, depression, leave. Do not take that job, because you're going to get pulled into it, and you're going to have a miserable life working there. I've walked into rooms where it was just like, oh, feels like a fresh spring day in here. I like you, and you could feel the difference by the way it makes you feel. And the longer you're in that energetic soup, the more you're going to feel it. When we were looking for a house, I would walk into places and some of them felt really clean. And my kind of cousin was the real estate agent, Ryan, at the time. And so we were going around looking at houses, and we walk into this one house. And I was so surprised that he picked up on it. We both walked in. Everything looked normal. It was there was an old man that had died there, but we didn't know that yet. We walked in, and we just both went, whoa. Like, what's going on in here? I mean, it just felt like humidity. It felt heavy. It just felt like dirty water. I don't know how to describe these things, but this is the way. Sometimes you watch me, I'm trying to describe what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, and all these things to you, and I'll describe things like that. Okay, something that I'm familiar with, to explain how the energy feels. It feels like dirty water. It feels like walking through sand. It feels like humidity. It feels heavy. Okay, so if you're feeling that, that's negative energy. I believe it was imprinted energy on that place, because I think the man had a hard time before he passed, or he was just a very negative individual. So if you want to know if something's in your house, if I should take this job, if I should buy this house. Now, if the house doesn't feel right, I can cleanse it. We can get rid of it. But especially for a job, or if you want to know, you want to ease your own fears, just tune into your child or your loved one or that person that you love and say, okay, did they make it there safely? Do I get any hits from them? Am I picking up any sensations? Like, hearing music in the background or feeling air conditioner in the car blowing on you or anything like that. They're very subtle. These very subtle hints that will remind you of something else. And that's why a lot of us intuitive we're trying to, especially on the shows, I find this, I'm just like, it feels like this and that, and you kind of look like an idiot, but it's because you're trying to describe this energy and associate it with something that you felt before. Okay. So just a little empath energetic update there, just a little bit of instruction today. The energies are wild right now. You're going to have major shifts: happiness, despair, anger, the change of the season, the veil is thin, Halloween is coming, all kinds of stuff. And there's no reason to be scared, but you can be more like an animal. This is how animals communicate. This is how they interpret the environment around them. And people say, well, they communicate telepathically. Well, what they're doing is they're interpreting the energy that's coming off of the other animal that's coming up. And they don't have to say a word. That's why most animals, when they see a puppy, they're like, oh, not a threat. Oh, innocence. I don't have to react. But when two dogs walk up to each other, they'll stop. And they're just like frozen for a minute. And then they realize, oh, okay, this feels safe. This feels, comfortable. This doesn't feel like a threat. And then they'll react. So start being more of a spirit than a programmed lump of flesh. And you'll be able to interpret what is present, who's okay, not okay, and what's coming into your energy field. All right, let's do some questions. You can start with your Rumble Rants. Yeah, so thoughts over coffee today were all over the place. I don't know what to tell you. I was going to call in sick. Okay. You guys can imagine how ridiculous my energy field is because I just love everybody. I mean, like, it's just like, is everybody okay? Is everybody... So I really have to, I've really had to train myself on tune in, tune out, tune in, tune out. I do that with the angels. I don't see anything standing in the room with me right now, but if I tune into Gabriel, there he is. And I don't know if he's standing in heaven or if he's standing in front of me, but I have just, that ray of light has just gone to Gabriel, and then I get the visual. It looks like a hologram. It's really interesting. Could never, ever learn everything. There's always something more to learn. I just love my job so much. Okay, let's get to some questions. Okay, today I'm doing Rumble Rants and Monthly Supporters. Alrighty then. Holy crap. All right. Jolene. Hi, Jolene. I'm on my phone in Rumble, so that will not work. Thank you. Jolene, you're already a monthly supporter. It's highlighted. You did it. If you were trying to do it, you're highlighted in red. Karen Pridgeton, 49. Will my redemption go smoothly? Concerned about Zim and Yellow Dragon. How far will I have to travel? Redemption goes smoothly. One yellow dragon is not good. 49 minutes. Gina, thank you for being in there every day and being my mod. You're awesome. That's my girl. Gina's so funny. We kind of have this smart ass relationship like me and Marcy do. Like Marcy, we don't like talk on the phone all the time, but like we're just, that's my girl. Nobody's gonna come between us. Okay, Happy Girl 10. I got a bit behind. The quietness, the kids. What? Oh, the quietness, the kids was always a signal to check them as there's. I know. It's only, I don't know if dads do the same thing. But moms, it's like this, just this, like everything goes deathly quiet for a second. And you're just like, what are they doing? Drop everything, go find them. Eeyore, 0224, good morning, Jen. Regarding waiting for the clock to run down. In Congress yesterday, this statement was made that the Democrats were just waiting for the clock to run down. Shut up. That's not what I heard about this morning. I actually got that there's some kind of clock, and it has to do with like IMF, BIS, one of those things. On October 30th. I have intel that I have to listen to and things like that, so maybe it's in there. All right. Hey, Jen, I just want to say thank you for all you do, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you. Good morning, Lori Bakemeyer. I see that. Jolene, do you see Chase getting a job at Northern Lights? Yes. I think I told you that yesterday. Yeah. But I do feel like it's going to be a little while. And move to Idaho, yes. Okay, I see that, Lee. Time change at 2 a.m. on 11/2. Oh, okay, so it's before. It's going to be before the show. It doesn't matter. Whatever the time is, at the time, that's when we're going to do it. 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Pacific. Thank you to all the new monthly supporters. One of them's named Clarice. Hello, Clarice. Can never see that name and not do that. Hi, Jen. This is Carol K. When will my friend Scott C. get to a med bed? He is suffering. He has fluid in his brain. Oh, my goodness. Crap. Well, they're giving him something that is reducing the fluid in his brain right now. I do see that reducing. Scott C. med bed. As of now, and if everything goes well, there is a possibility to get him right in there in November. Either that or the beginning of December. Deneen Harvey. Hi, Jen. Love you. Love you too. I've been job searching for 2 months after a layoff. Do you see me getting a full-time position? Special for me before the RV, or do we go first? Okay, this is a situation where you could tune into the job that is coming, the job search energetically. Or when you have a possibility that you're going to apply for or look into, tune into the energy of it. Does it feel like a sure thing? Does it feel like a yes? Does it feel like a no? I feel like a problem? So let's tune in. There is something about a job that you're going to hear about shortly. I believe it's on Monday. It might, if all goes well, you might pass because we may have something happening. Okay, and if it doesn't happen, go ahead and pursue that. I get like 3-4 days till you hear something. Okay, JAQB. Will my 34-year-old daughter, Chrissy Bracken, ever decide to have a baby? Right now, she said it's not even on her list of things to do. She's afraid of it. In a couple of years. There's all kinds of stuff. She's afraid of it. She's afraid of the man. Not loving her as much or something. He must be a narcissist. She's afraid of it. The whole thing. What's going to do to her body. Maybe that she wouldn't be a good mom. You know what? Listen. When I was pregnant, when I got pregnant, first of all, that was not in the plan. I mean, I was engaged. But that wasn't in the plan. I had the whole thing worked out. I had it all planned out, right? And that was not in the plan. And I just freaked the hell out. And I went to my mother's house and I'm crying and I'm sick and all I can eat is Monterey Jack cheese. I'm sitting there with a brick of Monterey Jack cheese and all I'm saying is, it's going to come out of there. It's going to come out of there. And I was like freaking out. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, I took the epidural, yeah, but it wasn't a big deal. I was so afraid. And I had this cat that I love so much. And I'm like, what if I don't love the baby as much as my cat? Which is stupid. You just do it. I mean, if you think too much about it, you're never going to do it. It had to happen to me that way. It had to just hit me right in the face. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So maybe tell her that. Okay, hey, Jen. Megan Angus. Hey, Jen, I've had my eyes on 200 acres of land in Music Street. Do you see me buying it to start a horse rescue? No, it's not that one. You do something with a horse rescue, but you have other animals there as well. You have a staff, but I don't think it's that property. Nick Snack 71. Hi, Jen. Nikki Williams here. I have a 14-year-old dog, Trinity, who has a skin tumor. Is it cancer? And will she make the med beds? Trinity. Jesus. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my cat had ivermectin. It had cancer, and I've been putting ivermectin on him, and I've saved that cat's life like 5 times. He'll start looking really bad, and I'll start the ivermectin again. I should, now I'm doing it every week, and I'm just keeping him going. He'll probably live to be 100. Try that. Jen, the Q drop said done in 30, which would be today for the clock running out. I'm not even going to speculate on that. We have been saying that for so long. Done at 30, done at 30, done at 30. It's like a Groundhog Day for that. I have no idea if that's what it's talking about. That could be our exchange period. It could. It could be the in-country exchange period. What time is that? Oh, crap. We got 20 minutes, and then I have a call. So I got to get through these. Hi, Jen. Ann O here. Will my SKE projects be approved? I heard a no first. I feel like there's more than one possibility on another one. AJ Bowden. Hi, Jen. In 1976, new bicentennial $2 bills with 13-cent postage stamps and April 13th, 1976 post office stamp on them. What? Oh, you have those. Are they of any significant value now or in the future? There may be some collector value, but that's about it, as far as I see. Scorpio Mama Bear. Hi, Jen. This is Patricia Perry. Can you please tell me what is wrong with my left shoulder arm? You have reduced cartilage and there is a tendon that has been stretched or pulled. It moves. Hi, Jen. Is there going to be any problems with my currency during the RV? The Dart Poet J. No, everything's fine. Cinders54. Jen, my name is Cindy. Who are my angels and will I make it to the med beds? That's going to take too long. I'm getting your guardian's angel and that wants to be called Russ. It's a male, dark hair, beard, mustache, shoulder length hair. Russ. I think that's a abbreviation for his name. Will you make it to the med bed? Yes. Hi, this is Mary Robinson. Will I buy a home on the Lake of Ozarks after the RV? And if yes, what will the time frame be? Yes, you find one. You take a little time to find one that you want. It becomes available in May. You're in there in June. Excuse me. Susan, H 3333. Will the house on 646 be available when I receive funds? They are accepting backup offers now. No. Belfast Girl 2, Jackie V here. Will the company I'm contracting with offer me a full-time position? Yes. Primetime Gal. Hi, Robin. Excuse me, guys. I'm just like, I should be in bed. Okay. Jen, please tell me where I will exchange in my area or the beach area. It's the beach. Cooper 2047. I'm John. Christopher is my daughter Dana, going through a phase, a major phase, yes, and we'll go through many more. It's a phase. Got that strong. Jen, when will I meet my chapter 2? CFS CAP 1. Oh, I get what you're saying. April. Crazy Cat Z. Hi, Jen. Christine DeFrancisco here. DeFrancisco. Dave Francisco. I don't know. Here, how long after my RV appointment will my husband Hector and I get into a needed? I assume you mean a med bed. 2 weeks. Oh, I got 14 minutes here. I'm just going to do the rest of the Rumble Rants. Please stop with the Rumble Rants. Hi, Jen. Christine C. here. I've misplaced 468,000 Indo Rupiah. Can't remember if I pawned it to a friend. Yeah, you did. Teddy Cassie. Hi, Jen. Cat here. How far will I have to drive for my RV appointment? Will I receive humanitarian funding? Thanks. 45 minutes, and yes. Weather Joe. Hi, Joe. Hi, Jen. This is Joe. Hope you feel better soon. You were right about Kershaw and his tournament. He got a cold. I bought currency for my son, just making sure neither of us have trouble exchanging. No trouble. Hi, Jen. Jane here. How will my husband Tom and my redemption exchange go, and will we receive humanitarian funding? Jane. Tom. Yes and yes. Good all the way around. There is one bond or one bill that is either damaged or the serial number is like scraped off or something that would be questionable. I do think they take it anyway. Hi, Jen. It's Trinity. No, Tiffany. What will I be doing on December 31, 2025? And who am I with? What time is it? That's it. Okay. It looks like he went out with the girls or somebody. I mean, I see different kinds of lights. It's kind of dark. You're standing next to somebody. You're laughing. I think it's a female. There are other people on the other side of you that I don't see. So I do think you go out for New Year's. Hi, Jen. This is Tara Calhoun. I was laid off a while ago. Do you see me working with MedBeds in some capacity as my next jobs when my projects get approved? You will volunteer in MedBed centers and be on the waiting list to take the training. Projects approved, 2 of them. Hi, Jen. I'm Rebecca. I could walk 6 weeks ago. Now I can't walk. Will I be able to get into a med bed before Thanksgiving so I can be with my family? Not before Thanksgiving. Really looks like, as if all goes well, first week of December or 2nd. All right, guys. I just got to get the remaining Rumble Rants and I have to go. Hi, Jen. Julie Cranford here. Can you ask Jesus if I could borrow more money to purchase a full home generator? Well, I don't think Jesus has any to give you. But I know what you're saying. Should I borrow more money to purchase a full home generator? I'm worried about this winter losing power and pool pump freezing. So I think it's always a good idea to get a full house generator. I'd have one if I had the money. Everybody up here has them. It's great. It kicks on. You can get by without it this year. It's not that crucial, but if you could swing it, it would be good. This is Marcel Clarice. My father passed 13 years ago. Does my father have a message? I'm going to do this quickly. Michael, does the father have a message? He's listening, and you're going to be fine. That's it. No more. I got to go. Got less than 10 minutes, and I got to be on the phone all day. Okay. Well, I love you all. And I think we're in a good spot. I'm really excited about it. Cautiously excited about it. So let's just watch it roll out. Let's see what happens with this clock ending today, and keep an eye on the news and the news feeds, and let me know if you find anything that matches up with the Gentel. There is a Gentel Confirm channel on Telegram where you can go back. For all the people who say I'm never right about anything, well, you can go back and scroll through that. People are making channels, okay? But if you find anything, I'll post it over there. Okay? Have a good day.